How can we build a family culture without burning out or breaking up? Today's episode is called The Invisible Leader. And if you've ever felt like you're the one holding the emotional tone of the household, you're always the one that's reading the parenting books and articles, the one who's initiating the conversations, doing the reflecting, you're leading, you're shaping, you're hoping, while your partner may be coasting, avoiding, or just not tuned in. Then this episode is for you. Hi there. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Parenthood and Relationship Podcast. I'm your host, Markella Kaplani, a psychologist, a parenthood and relationship coach, and a parent myself. Together, we explore the transformative journey of parenthood and its profound impact on our relationship with ourselves, our partners, and our children, so that we can be present and show up as we envision without having to do more. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Parenthood and Relationship Podcast. We are continuing our theme on creating family culture with intention, and today's topic is one that's been quietly tugging at so many of you following this series along. This is the fourth episode of 5, the fifth one being an interview that I think you're going to really enjoy next week. It's not really about rituals or values or communication styles. It's about you, the one who is listening, who might feel like you're the only one who is really trying to build something intentional in your family. Let's talk about what it means to be the culture builder and how you can do this, how you can continue to have this goal and ambition without burning out, becoming resentful, or giving up on the very vision that matters to you the most. Every family has a culture, whether it's intentional or not. And every culture has a leader, even if no one has named them as such. Often, the leader is the one who notices the gaps, the one who feels the tension before anyone else, the one who reads between the lines, the one who asks, "What kind of home are we creating?" Does that sound familiar? This role, let's call it the vision bearer or the vision holder, is powerful, but it can also be deeply lonely. So this episode is not just for you if you identify as the vision bearer, but it's also for the partner who may be listening in and may be feeling like, oh, my wife or my husband is the vision bearer. It's good for you to listen in as well, because you might get a little bit more of an understanding of how much and what exactly it is that they are holding. So either way, stay tuned. So like I said, for the vision holder, the vision bearer, this is a powerful role, but it can also feel very lonely, especially when you feel like your partner doesn't see what you see or care as much about certain things or act on the same level. And let me say this clearly, that doesn't mean that you're too much. It also doesn't mean that your partner is incapable. It means that you are awake to something. And sometimes awakening comes with grief. So what happens when you carry this role alone for so long? You might start to feel emotionally drained, overfunctioning while your partner underfunctions. You may also feel like you're the nag or the parent in the relationship. You may feel resentful even though you love your family deeply and you've chosen this and you really love this. You may feel disillusioned in your efforts and that they don't matter. The vision starts to become a burden, and burden left unshared, left unspoken, can lead to collapse. If you're here or close to here, I want to offer you 3 ways forward. 1 is the shift from control to invitation. When we feel alone in holding the vision, we often respond by controlling more. It's natural. We begin to micromanage, overplan, overexplain. We overcompensate. But here is what's true. Vision doesn't need control. It needs participation, and participation only happens through invitation. What does that look like? Well, instead of "you never help with bedtime, I'm the one who's always stuck here doing everything," we could try saying something like, "I'd love for bedtime to be a moment of connection for the both of us, for all of us. Can we come up with a shared rhythm that feels good?" Instead of "I shouldn't have to tell you how to co-parent," you could try saying, "I'm trying to raise the kids in a way that feels emotionally safe. I would love to know what that means to you." Control pushes. Invitation opens. It allows for space for your partner to show up without shame or defensiveness. Number 2 is to build a microculture, not just a macro vision. Sometimes we get caught up in what we want the family to become, the mission statement, the rhythm, the ideals. And we do that so much that we forget that culture is built in micro moments. It's not in the 2-hour Sunday ritual. It's in the 2-minute check-in. It's not in the perfectly planned values night. It's in the quiet moment that you might say, "I hear you," when someone cries. If you feel like you're doing this alone, like participation isn't coming, then shrink the scope. Ask yourself, what is one cultural moment that I can shape today? How can I make it visible, repeatable, and human? One mom I worked with started simply by saying, "In this house, we speak gently when we're frustrated." That phrase became a cultural anchor, tiny but strong. And eventually, her partner started using it too, because he saw the value in it with time. He bought in voluntarily. Number 3, stop waiting for them to match your pace. Now, I know that this one is hard. We often think, if only they read this book, if only they came with me to this workshop, if they listened to this podcast. And yes, shared language and effort do matter. You're right. But if your progress is conditional on their participation, you'll stall. You can lead without dragging. You can invite without waiting. Sometimes when one partner starts shifting how they communicate, how they reflect, how they model emotional leadership, the culture begins to shift anyway, like in that example that I shared. Even if it takes time, even if it's not acknowledged right away, don't let someone else's ambivalence stop you from becoming the parent and partner that you want to be. Because that just breeds resentment and it breeds helplessness. Look, I know it can feel unfair. You didn't sign up to be the emotional CEO of your household. You didn't ask to carry the blueprint alone. But I want you to know your work matters, even when it feels invisible, even when it goes unspoken, and even if no one matches it yet. And I also want you to know that you don't have to do it all. Your job is not to carry the whole thing on your back. It's to hold the torch, to light the way. You get to rest. You get to ask for support. You get to set the limits on what you're willing to carry alone for the time being. Leadership does not mean martyrdom. It means vision with boundaries, with self-protection. Here is something that you can try for this week. I'm calling it the cultural invitation letter. Write a short, values-based note to your partner. It could be spoken or written, and it could be just a few lines. Use this formula. One thing I really care about in our family is, and then state the value. I've been thinking how we can bring more of that into our everyday life, and I would like to hear what that looks like for you. That's it. No fixing, no convincing, just an opening. You may be surprised what comes through that open door. This whole month, we have been talking about intentional family culture. And here is where I want to land. You are not alone, even if you have felt that way. There are thousands of parents listening right now, holding a quiet vision just like you. You're shaping something that will last beyond you. Not because it's loud, not because it's perfect in any shape or form, but because it is real and it's lasting. That matters. Thank you for being here. If this series resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message on Instagram or reply to the Sunday Reconnect newsletter this week. I'll be sharing a recap of all 4 episodes plus a special bonus resource to help you anchor your family culture moving forward. Stay tuned for next week, where this entire series comes to an end with a wonderful interview with Dr. Leonora Rhodes. Sign up to the Sunday Reconnect at markelakaplani.com/newsletter so that you can get your 1 exclusive tool, 1 insight, and 1 3-minute reset. As always, I want you to remember you're already doing an amazing job. Take care, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.